First of all, I'm going to give an example of a very, very short reverb, which is used here to create, just to strengthen the percussion a little bit. I'll play a little bit of a clip. So it's just on this part here. And for that, we're using, it's less than 1 second, small hall. Without it, and then with it. So it's a it's a very, very short example. I mean, very, very short verb, but that strengthens this sound. It's a bit like an echo in a way. It just adds something to it without cluttering up the mix. And then as contrast to that, the second example I have here is on a lead patch. So this one here. Which is actually quite extreme. It's like 9, almost 10 seconds, and without it. So you can hear there quite clearly that the reverb is actually quite a large component of this sound. It really does place it in its own space in the mix. And without. So by having such a very, very short reverb on the percussion, we can have an extremely, it's a contrast. So we've got an extremely long one here on this synth, and on another example, the percussion is very, very short. So it's a contrast because we want to emphasize in this track, we want to emphasize this synthesizer part. There's another synthesizer part here. And it's also, this is a 8-second reverb. This is, I mean, these two would be quite uncommon. Anything this long would be normally quite uncommon. But in this track, because it's an ambient style track, we're going to use it to strengthen and create a gigantic space basically for these lead instruments. Without it, you can hear it's going to sound quite thin. And then with that. I mean, it's clear that the reverb itself is quite a large component of the synthesizer part. If I take the reverb off and unsolo it, I mean, it sounds like nothing. It sounds like so thin. So basically, that's just two examples of this is quite a large contrast using reverb as an effect in itself, as part of the synthesizer sound, just to create space, but also it's basically creating a sound in itself, these reverbs with this kind of length. But you do have to be careful in the mix with tails of such a reverb. You might try then gating it and certainly using EQ to kind of blend it into the mix. Otherwise, the mix is going to become very, very cluttered, just full of reverb.